You good? Is everything okay?
No, me and my girl got in another fight.
Oh, what's going on with that?
Just ups and downs and
Damn. Yeah, no, I haven't seen you look like this in a while.
What's the point of doing this podcast when
What do you mean? What's the point of doing this podcast, man? You can't let one fight, bring you down and.
It's just not one fight though. We just keep fighting and.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if I could offer any advice, I just think that you should just pay attention to what really matters, If this relationship is what you're looking for, if she's what you're looking for, how she makes you feel, where do you see yourself with her, and if it's worth fighting for, Because if it's worth fighting for, then it'll seem effortless. It'll seem just genuine. It'll seem like the world is yours, and for her, the world is also yours.
Man, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call her right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
Hey Siri, call Just's mom.
Wait, what?
Hey Auntie.
Yo, what the hell?
Hey, sorry baby.
Yo, baby,
Oh,
what the?
good.
Yo, that's my mom, dude.
Yo, what are you wearing right now? Ooh, what is that?
Oh God.
It was just a really dumb bit.
Yeah, I just want to apologize for that cold open bit. It was probably the worst one we've ever
It's
done.
very stupid. Hey, you can't blame us for trying.
We tried.
Hey, comedy's subjective.
Some people get it, other people don't, and that's okay. That's what I've always said. It's okay.
Everyone has their own opinion.
Everyone has their own things they like and they don't like, and that's fine. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of a podcast that is called Just Two Boys.
Ding. Anyways, guys, we all go through relationship problems.
This is the relationship episode. Not really. We just have a guy. We have our guest on today's podcast is one of our really good friends, an OG YouTuber, and gives a lot of great relationship advice. And WAHLID, you've been going through some relationship issues.
I have.
With my mom, apparently.
It's so tough, man.
Was my mom not good enough for you, dude?
Yo, that's the thing. Am I not good enough for your mom? That's what I keep asking myself every day.
I don't know, because I kind of thought my mom was had a thing with my dad.
You would think that.
I would think that because they're married, they live together. They had 3 kids, one of them being me.
There's like a sparkle in her eye that says my name.
Really?
Yeah, every time I look at her. I get the same feeling almost when I look at you.
Maybe it's just maybe she's just looking at you just regularly. And
Yeah,
interpreting it.
probably.
Yeah. I don't think my mom is into you like that, dude.
What about you? You going through any girl problems?
No.
Yo, this guy's a fucking dog, bro. I live with this guy, and let me tell you, he's still a virgin.
Yes.
He's waiting till marriage. He's a good boy.
Yep, I am waiting till marriage. I am a good boy.
Yo, how would you propose to a girl?
How would I propose to a girl?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? It's fucking 2017, dude.
Okay.
And by the time I get proposed, by the time that happens to me,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be in the 2020s, I would assume, right? And I would want a girl to propose to me. Let's switch up the gender roles here.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
How
do I have to do the work? Why do I have to go, let me location scout? Why do I have to, let me talk to her parents? Why do I have to, let me waste all this money on a ring? No. Hey, listen, women, you guys want equality, right? Ever since the 1940s or the suffragette movement or whatever.
Sorry. Just how in your mind would that situation play out?
I don't know. Maybe maybe I'd wake up one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she brings out a mean sausage and egg mash breakfast. And I'm eating breakfast. And as I'm eating, right, I'm eating my food. And then, what's this in my food? It's a motorcycle glove.
Excuse me?
That's right. So she's Got in the morning. She's like,
Would
where's
you not,
there's
hang on, would you not notice?
there's more
A
where that's
giant
came
motorcycle
from. And then
glove?
there's another motorcycle glove on the bottom of the bed, and I follow this trail, and then a helmet, and a
trail of
leather
motorcycle
jacket,
gloves?
all the way outside,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
a motorcycle. It's a Harley Davidson.
Okay, ooh, yeah.
And it's parked in my garage, which has been renovated,
Okay.
renovated, as they say, the
Alright.
short word of that. And it's got neon signs, got a Budweiser cooler, it's got a couch, and I sit on the couch, and oh, what's this? Something that pokes me. 2 tickets to the Monster Truck Derby.
How would tickets...
And she takes me to the Monster Truck Derby, and we ride, and I sit behind her on her motorcycle that she bought for herself,
Okay.
for me.
All right.
And I sit and I hold her, and we ride all the way to the Derby, and we
Okay,
we
now we're at
sit.
the Derby.
We're at the Derby.
All right.
All right. We got a couple of brews.
Okay.
We got the monster trucks revving up, going off the ramps.
Yo, I'm so
One
confused.
goes off the ramp, blows up. Out of the explosion come fireworks, and it says, "Just, will you marry me?" And she's standing there, and she's kneeling, and she's got a welding iron with a big diamond on it. That's how a man gets proposed.
Holy shit. Talk about 2017. Jeez. Oh,
My
fuck.
future wife is watching this. That's what I want.
Yo,
A
would you-
real man's proposal.
So would this mean you'd be a...
Sponsored by Monster Energy Drink. It's got to be sponsored by Monster.
If it's not, it's done.
Red Bull's not for men.
It's for fairies.
It's for fairies. You
Fly
fly
around.
around your goddamn fairy, not a man. A real man's a monster. In and out the sheets, in and out the truck, in and out of marriage.
Would you be a stay-at-home dad? Since it's 2020.
Nah.
You wouldn't be a stay-at-home dad?
Nah, dude. Fuck.
Yo, a stay-at-home dad would be sick. Build gazebos all day.
How would you like to get proposed to?
I think I have a plan for proposing to someone.
Oh, you would do the proposing.
Yeah.
Ugh, wow.
I'm
How,
old. Hey, call me old-fashioned.
yeah. How gender appropriating of you. Enforcing.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I get in an argument with her.
Right.
I'm like, hey, we're gonna go for a drive and handle this problem. So the whole time.
So you would wait a minute. Who argues and gets like, hey, get in the car, let's go for a drive?
in the fucking car. We're going for a drive.
What if she doesn't want to? What if she's like, I'm sick of your shit, I want to be away from you?
Like,
Grab her by the hair, got
pull
it.
out a gun, right? I'm like, hey, fucking jump in. So at this point, she thinks she's getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
So we drive up the hill, whatever. She thinks she's getting kidnapped. We go all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Point the gun. Like, get the fuck out of the car.
Right.
I put
As
on-
any loving boyfriend
Of
would.
course. I put on the glove. I go like this. A fucking falcon comes out.
Wow.
Lands ring on the talon
Wow.
of the falcon.
Wow.
And then out of nowhere from the bushes,
Yeah.
a mariachi band comes.
Yeah, okay.
Plays her song. What did you say is?
That's the most Vine proposal I've ever heard of. That is a 6-second Vine proposal.
Yo,
It's
man.
all is beauty. Yeah, why not?
I gotta do me, you know?
Damn.
Speaking about proposal, our
Mhm.
guest is actually engaged. So you guys
Dude, he's
will...
getting married. That's not
Yeah.
crazy.
Yo, when are you getting married, bro? Did your mom and dad try to do arranged marriages with you? Last question.
Yeah, they have. I mean, my mom was always like, "Yo, there's this girl in India. Maybe you want to talk. Just talk to her. You don't have to marry her." I'm like, "What the hell?
No,
When
you
was the
don't have
conversation?"
to marry
I was
her.
like, "That's not even a part of this conversation." She's like, "No, just she's a nice girl. Just talk, and then maybe if you want, you like her, go on date, then get married." And I'm like, "One date, then get married?" Because this happened to my cousin. One of my cousins, who's like, he was a biggest player, like.
Right.
Not like in a bad way, like he
Yeah.
women really liked him. He was like,
Mhm.
"Hey man, I got a lot of
He's a
girls."
charming guy.
And he was the last guy I ever expected for this to happen, which was he got on a call. His mom made him talk to one girl. And he's like, fine, like just to make her happy, I'll talk to one girl. The first girl he talked to,
He liked?
they had like a 2-3 hour conversation. And then like literally the day after, he bought tickets to India and went to go see her. And they like hung out for a week, and then he's like, yo, I'm gonna marry her.
Wow.
And this the last absolute guy. That's why I'm like, yo, like
You never know.
you can't, like, if people will be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna blah blah blah, like you never know. You could literally find that girl anywhere in the world, and
Hey,
it could
guys.
be the one your mom picked.
Life is very short. Make sure you find your true love. We're going
Mhm.
to cut to a very quick commercial break because I know I found my true love right here sitting right across from me.
Chaps?
No, I'm
Oh,
talking about you.
I thought you were like dating my mom.
All right, guys. We're going to cut to a quick break. Anyways, guys, welcome to Just Two Boys with our very good friend Timothy Delaghetto, YouTube elder.
True.
Don't say that. What the fuck?
YouTube old varsity.
OG,
All right, listen,
man.
guys. Let me. Guys, we're here with Timothy Delaghetto. He's a YouTube OG, YouTube Grandmaster Wizard.
I thought you were gonna say YouTube grandfather.
No, I'm not a dick like WAHLID. All right, I respect you. Tim is one of the reasons why I started YouTube.
What?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. You were one of the first, right, Mo? Well, who's the guys that we used to watch before we even started YouTube? Me and him both. We used to sit together and we used to watch a lot of your videos.
Man.
Even him. This guy doesn't watch anybody on YouTube. I'm pointing to my brother, by the way, on the mole. And this guy hates everybody on YouTube, including me.
Including, yeah,
He doesn't, and Wally, he doesn't watch any of the shit we do, but he watches your stuff. And
Thank
when
you,
Anmol
bro.
watches your stuff, that means he's like very picky.
Yo, remember when we were trying to show him the sketches? He was like,
Yeah. And this is like whenever me and Wally, like the sketches that we've done on the show, we run by Martin, who is one of the shooters in the show, and one of the DOPs, I guess you could say, and then Anmol, who's his friend. And so Martin is like, "Oh wow, this is great." And when we show Anmol, he's just like, that's his face. But yo, that he's
Well, because he knows you. It's hard to find your friends funny. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and your brother, I guess too.
Yeah, true.
I
Thinks
think
you're
your family would support
Wait, y'all
you.
are like blood brothers?
we're brothers. Yeah,
For
it's
real?
It's my real brother.
Oh, damn. I never.
It's my younger brother.
Damn, crazy.
Yeah. Can't you tell?
I mean, low key. I mean, he's definitely cuter, but
Yeah, man. You know what? I get that a lot, and I fully accepted it. It's fine. All right. Yeah. So we have Tim on the show today. One of the reasons why I started YouTube, and yo, you're the only guy that survived.
Right, out of all the people.
Who else is around during that time? You're the
During-
first guy. Like you're one of the first wave, right?
the time when I came up, like
Yeah.
I feel like my time was kind of the golden age of
Yeah,
the
that's
of
what
the
they
come
say.
up of the YouTubers, especially like the Asian YouTuber too. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because I was like a part of like the comedians that were doing the sketch and like the vloggers who were straight to camera.
Yeah.
And also like I had my foot in like the music Asians
Mm-hmm.
as well. And as far as people that came up when I was coming up, I mean, arguably, Niga Higa's still killing the game in terms of like
right, yeah.
views and content.
Yeah.
But man, I don't really know. I don't think anybody that came up around my time is still doing it like
No.
that. I mean,
Like-
my views aren't popping like they were either, but you know.
But you're popping always.
Yeah, you're popping, and you're not like crazy.
That's the thing. I don't think you can ever. You're one of the guys. Like if anybody was to do a case study on YouTubers that will not lose their sauce, you're one of those guys, and I believe that.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And like whatever venture you get into, I think it'll always thrive regardless. That's just me.
Well, you know what? I think the thing is, a lot of people, it's easy to get really like complacent. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I think people were coming on YouTube and they were like, they felt like they were popping, and then
Yeah.
and then they were like, okay, we're good. You know, like for me,
Yeah.
you know, it was never my goal to be popping on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have always felt like I was trying to do more, and I came on
What a
for
humble
other
man.
reasons.
That's this is why I think you're different, and this is why you were an inspiration to me, because it was like you didn't go into and be like, yo, I'm a YouTuber.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me personally, I looked at YouTube as my resume to be like, yo, there's so much more shit I want to do, not just YouTube.
No, come on, stop lying, guys. You're in it for the money, the fame, the fortune.
I mean that too, though. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't in it for that. you
All right,
know?
yeah, those are WAHLID's reasons. is the fame, the money. Can't you look at his face?
It was mine. I had it all.
Yeah.
It's all here.
Yeah, and that's why I think you're cut from like a different cloth when it comes to the other YouTubers, is because you didn't invest all of everything you do into just one thing,
Right.
Like you were one of the first guys to show people like, yo, I made it on YouTube and I'm gonna use this to like also do other things, like Wild 'N Out, like pretty much anything else that you've ever done, like the show you're doing now, you know?
Thanks, man. Well, the thing about it is, it's like, I mean, people to this day, I mean, people will ask me like, hey, man, you know, like, what are you working on? You working on stuff? And they'll be like, yo, how's it feel, you know, to be like, where you're at? And when I answer that question, I feel weird, because like I feel like I feel like
not
I'm
there
barely
yet.
getting started. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah.
like 10 years after being on YouTube, the doors are just beginning to open
Yeah,
for me.
totally.
So I feel like I have so much more work to do
Totally.
to do what I want to do.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
So you feel like this is just the beginning?
Yeah, bro.
Holy.
Absolutely, man. Like, and even here's another thing that distinguishes you from everybody else, is that it wasn't like you're funny.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like,
Yeah, that's why I think you do so well on Wild 'N Out too. Is 'cause
Yeah.
you're genuinely funny.
'cause
Hey,
you're fun. Like even like the first time we ever hung out, I'm always skeptical of hanging out with any YouTuber. A, B, also YouTubers that I've like looked up to. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Because I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna live up to like what, you know, like because a lot of them have been just super corny and like,
Yeah.
and just I'm just like, what? This is you? But like you were like one of those guys like, yo, this guy's actually that guy.
Thanks, man.
You're actually very funny, and
Look,
and we enjoy hanging out with you.
I
And we're
tell
friends.
people-
We're friends in real
We're
life.
friends
you know?
in real life. I tell people all the time. I don't hang out with quote unquote like YouTubers like that.
Yeah.
And
You're honestly one of the for y'all.
yes,
WAHLID. It's not even a
Yeah, I don't
YouTuber,
even
but,
really count.
there's not that many people, and yeah.
I don't hang out. I don't really. I mean, I'm cool with everybody, but I don't hang out. Like when I'm in Toronto, I text y'all. You know what I'm saying? For y'all.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I text
yeah.
you and I text for y'all. I'm like, yo, I'm out here.
Yeah.
Because I want to kick it because I F with you guys as people outside of everything. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
totally.
but when I'm in LA, where all the YouTubers just are,
Yeah.
I don't kick it with nobody. Like nobody.
Yeah, dude, I don't even find myself hitting anybody up when I go to LA anymore. Because you guys flop a lot. That's another thing. Like, nobody can stick to plans in LA.
Yo, did I surprise you when I didn't flop when you first came?
Yo, you actually genuinely surprised me. This guy is like goes above and beyond when people come to LA, and he like brings them burgers to the airport, and like,
Oh my God.
he's great at that. But like, everybody else is, yeah, it's just not.
I mean, when was the last time well, you didn't hit me up when you were in LA? Did you?
I don't think you were there.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, or it's like you're either on like a vacation
Yeah,
because
he
you go on
was- he was
vacation
quick.
every month. This guy goes on vacation with his girl. He takes care of his girl properly.
True. Just
yeah.
hit me like a week ahead of time, and I'm down. When did we meet? I think you were shooting. Were you shooting with Danny Riel? And then
no. I met you at VidCon.
Uh-huh.
The first year I ever went to VidCon, and I think we just ran into each other. I was like, yo, man. I was like, I came at you very fanboyish. I was like, yo, I'm a big fan, man. Yo, can I get a picture? Can I get this picture, yo? Like, I came at you like that.
Yeah?
I don't know if you remember that, but that was like the first time I ever met you. And then the second time was probably with Danny, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely remember the Danny time. Because like,
Yeah.
she was like, oh, no. I remember because I had met you, and I feel like, and after that I had seen your stuff, and then she was like, I'm gonna shoot with this dude, and I was like, oh, I like his stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
that's when
yeah.
I was like, because she always she was never really a part of like the YouTube world
She's not
like
either,
that.
yeah.
So she would ask me like, hey, what do you think of this person? You
Yeah.
know, when they would reach out.
Yeah.
And then I would tell her, no, don't work with Swoozy. No, just kidding. Shout out to
Yeah.
Swoozy.
Yeah. I met Danny through Changman. Shout out to Changman. I don't know what he's up to.
Oh,
these days,
Jake.
Who's that?
He's trying to do the Olympics.
yeah, which is, hey, man, that's
Hey,
awesome.
do your thing.
Changman's another YouTuber from Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, neither do I. It's cool.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. I've seen you tweet about that. You're like, yo, I don't watch. I think you had like a concept that was similar to somebody else's. You're like, yo, I don't fucking watch anybody on YouTube. And I was like, yo, I get it. I literally don't watch anybody else on YouTube except for like you and like I catch up on YouTube news with like Philly D. Oh, another guy that's probably still around. Then H3 sometimes. I don't know, random people. But like everybody else, like Cassim was gone. All the Maker guys. Shay Carl.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast already, but yo, Shay Carl, that dude can fucking spit game, dude. I was like, I read those texts and I was getting wet.
It was a sexy ass one-sided conversation for sure.
Yo, yeah, totally, man.
Yo, so that dude had kids.
It has, yeah.
He was
Yeah, I
killing
didn't
it.
kill them.
I know,
I
but,
didn't
like,
get rid of
Does
them.
he still like? talk
No,
to
you
them?
know what? They're back. They're back online.
Oh, they are?
Oh,
They're not
what?
back online, but they, they kind of went dark on all social
Yeah,
media,
yeah.
and then he just posted on Instagram, and so did his wife. Just posted a YouTube video, just saying like, and it's kind of a sad video because she's basically like, her whole video is about she's in a better place now after all the madness that happened because she
Yeah.
realized she had to let go of her dream to be happy, and her dream was like having just an amazing relationship. And she's like, I was listening to a book, and it made me realize that if you truly are going to be happy, you have to let go of your dream. And it's all about like, you know what? And I had to let go of my dream that I was going to have a perfect relationship, and now I can move on. And I was like, yo, this is so
Yeah,
sad.
it hurts me, man.
But
That's like a depressing book. I don't believe that.
Yeah,
like,
who's,
but like,
who's writing?
yeah,
Who
no.
wrote that book?
yeah.
Jeez.
But I think that, they're working it out.
Yeah.
Because,
Did you text him like?
Well, no, I didn't, but like, but he did call me. He called me one day.
Really?
Yeah, like to be completely like just candid about it. He just called me and he was just like, hey man, you know what?
After this.
After all the madness.
If you guys don't know, Shay Carl, big family vlogger, YouTuber, another guy that me and Mo used to watch as well, got in a little bit of a texting mess with like a web girl, which like I don't blame him for it because like
Well, what'd you say?
No, not to endorse cheating on your wife or like kids or anything. I just was like so impressed by the messages he was like. I was like, yo, this guy knows.
Guy fucking spits.
Yo, because like some dudes are like, hey, show me your tits.
Show boobs.
Here's my dick. But
Yeah.
he was like, yo, I'm gonna caress your neck, and I'm gonna kiss you on your navel. And I was like, damn, this guy knows how to talk to a girl because that's what girls want to hear.
Well, he's a Pisces. We're passionate lovers. Yeah, you feel me? Me and Shay Carl, our birthdays are like one day apart.
Hey, I'm a Scorpio. I feel you guys. We like sex. Not that I've ever had sex. Sick community. If you're watching, I'm a virgin, and I'm always
still a
stay a
virgin.
virgin till I get married to my one true God.
Speaking about virginity.
So back to that. So
Yo.
just to give you guys a thing. So then, yeah. So he called you.
Oh, so he called me and he was just like, and I was like, yo, what? This is random. And he called, and I'm like, what's up, Shay? And he's
Yeah.
like, hey man, how are you? I'm just like calling people just to say hi. I'm like chilling, and
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, how are you? And he's like, man, well, you know what? He's like, I'm not great. I'm not great.
Jeez.
At least
But-
he accepted it.
Yeah, I feel like he was just.
I'm fine.
Are you good? Yeah.
He's like, "Aight."
Are you sure you're good? Yeah.
Could be better.
You the whole thing. That was good.
He's like, it's cool, man. I'm alright.
Yeah. So then, yeah. So he.
But I think he was just kind of going through. I think they were just kind of going through it. And he was just kind of like contemplating just everything, and like he was just calling me just to chat. And he was telling me, he's like, you know what, I do miss like posting online and being able to be online. I think now they're working through it and they're posting again. So,
Right.
Yeah. But I was gonna ask you. This brings up the question, because a lot of people, like the headline was like Shay Carl cheats on wife. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
do y'all consider that cheating?
No.
And do you consider that cheating?
I would consider it cheating. Like
Me
spitting
neither.
game.
I don't
If he
consider it cheating
didn't
at
do anything, but his intentions were at the right spot.
I feel like, yeah, it's messed up, but like,
Yo, but like, it's like, where do you draw the line? Like, if you're a married man and you watch porn, is that cheating?
No.
no, of course not.
So what's the difference between you like engaging in like dirty talk with
dirty
another
conversation.
girl? Right.
Right.
Like, where's that line?
I think girls would say it's the intent, because like he was probably, if she hit him up to come through and get some ass, like he would have came through, but we don't know that.
Yeah.
Because my girl was like, I told her the story and she was like, oh, so he cheated. I was like, I wouldn't say all that.
Yeah.
And we kind of like, we didn't get into an argument about it, but we definitely disagreed on it. She was like, oh no, he cheated. And I'm like, I wouldn't call a couple
I don't
dirty
think it's
messages
I don't think
cheating.
it's cheating.
Yeah, no. And it's also about like.
Because if that's the case, I'm cheating all the time.
He is. He is.
But my girl would definitely
So all those
dump.
messages you send me, man. He DMs me all the time. He DMs me shit like, yo, I'm gonna lick you. I'm on what the.
I'm gonna lick you right.
Anyways, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't consider that cheating at all. And another thing is like, it's like, yo, it's also like what you establish with your partner as well, right? Like, he's a Mormon. And like, there's some Mormons that are like have like 5, 6 wives, right?
True.
And if he had like established that, or like, it's all about what your relation. I think it's just because he came from a religious. He's from a super religious Mormon type background. So like, even texting like that is
Right.
like such a big deal. In
Wait,
that
so
community,
Mormons is
right?
like polygamy, right? Like The Bachelor.
It's a part of it.
I mean, Mormons believe, like, there's some Mormons that believe in polygamy. Yeah, more than one wife. Just, I mean, that's what it is. So if you're in a relationship with a girl, if you're Will Smith and Jada Pinkett with it, and you guys have an open relationship, and you guys can bang other people and talk dirty and all that stuff,
Right.
as long as it's established with your partner, that's great.
Right.
But where he slipped, where I'm like, yo, you slipped, is like, yo, that his wife is just like, she's like such an innocent. I feel like, you know.
And people were so shocked because he was supposed to be like the family man on
That's what it
YouTube.
is.
He was the perfect dad. Like people would leave comments like, I wish Shay Carl was my dad. And
Yeah.
like they just thought it was a perfect family, you know what I'm saying? But the
Yeah.
kids don't realize that like it's never like it seems
Totally.
online, you know?
And another thing I think people need to learn from that is like, yo, he's a human. Like,
Yeah.
people slip, and that's cool. Like, you cannot, and you can't define everything. You can't like take away everything else he's done on YouTube and like all the positive moments he's brought to people and all like the good work that he's done for people in terms of uplifting people, because his videos like really help people out a lot in terms of like, yo, I used to watch this shit and be like, yo, this is like a really good family. Like when I'm a dad, I want to be like this too.
Right.
So I'm like, you cannot, just because of one mistake, you can't discredit everything he's ever done. And I used to see comments be like, hey, we're so ashamed of you, blah blah. Yo, he's human. He slips. Like it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, and it's none of our business. They're gonna work it out. They're family. They know what it is. And
It's just, you know what it's like? It's also just all over the internet too.
that's what it is, man.
And that's the nature of the internet. They're so down to just like forget everything you've done when
Yeah.
you mess up once. You know what I'm saying? And never let you forget it, you know?
And like, yo, Shay Carl, if you're watching, yo, just don't sit with it, man. That's all it is. Learn from it, move on, and like,
Yo, but tell us your secrets, man.
yo, tell me how to. But yo, do maybe write a guidebook for some,
Write a
for
book.
dudes
Drop it
that are
anonymously.
sliding in DMs and have no fucking idea how to talk to chicks. He's the guy. Yo,
Yo.
this could be another venture for him, man. You could hold seminars on how to slide in DMs, because yo,
Oh, just like
has
some
have a book.
like sexy fan fiction.
yo, I was so surprised. I was like, damn, dude, you were good. Like like I said, I was getting wet. I'm not even a girl.
His balls were drenched.
I would let Shay Carl. Maybe I would consider him taking me. I'd be like,
You
"Is
guys
he
could
talking
like,
to me that?"
69 and write each other's beards.
Yeah, beard, religious background, Christian guilt sex.
How long have you been on WAHLID now? How many seasons?
We right now that's running is my 5th season.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so that's like because you know it was on a long time ago and then it was gone and they rebooted it. So this is like my 5th season. We're about to
Yeah.
go shoot another season like next month.
Hey, come on. Hey, roast us.
You all boy, you stink, boy. You look stupid with your beard. Ha.
Damn, this
Ding.
guy's good.
Yo,
I can see
yo,
why they got him on the
I
show.
see why he's on the 5th
Jeez,
season.
oh my god.
Holy shit.
How's it like working with Nick Cannon and yo, just rappers and all these?
You know what, man? Okay, first of all, Nick Cannon's like super humble dude, super
Yeah.
nice guy, down to earth. He is so supportive and like he's always like,
Seems like it.
yeah, he always like just wants to put people. He hit me to like put me on a track with people,
Yeah.
and like because he knows like about the rap stuff, and he will always be like, I'm working on this project. I gotta get y'all on this and this and that. So
Right.
he's down to just bring the younger dudes up. You know what I'm saying? And as far as working on the show, it's so many strong personalities.
Yeah.
Like it's just a cast full of like stand-up comedians and they're all so loud. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of energy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like
Do you find yourself? Is it challenging to shine through all of that?
at times because I've never really like, I like to be funny on my own terms.
Yeah.
Like I don't like having to compete. So like I'm that dude that if there's a group of people and one dude just happens to be kind of commanding the group, I don't feel like shouting over him to get my joke out. I'll chill and let him do his
Same,
thing.
yeah,
You
I
feel
don't
me?
like that too.
So it's like sometimes, when we're there, it's definitely competitive. Like everybody's grabbing for the mic. In like the first season when it came back, it was difficult because the way they were shooting it was like they would only shoot the games for a certain amount of time, and then if you didn't get your joke out, it was it. It was like ding ding ding, and then that was done. You know what I'm saying? Now they shoot it a little differently, where they kind of allow everybody to get their joke out, and then they'll just cut the good parts and take out the bad parts. You know what I'm saying? Which is the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Of course.
So now it's not as competitive. Now it's kind of like we kind of know, let him get his joke off and I'll get my joke off, and then we'll just see what makes air. You feel me? But in the beginning, bro, like especially during the Wild Style, it was like everyone was just kind of like grabbing for the mic. It was kind of difficult. But everyone kind of has a rhythm now. They know what to do. They know how it goes. So yeah, it's cool.
And what about like when rappers come out? Do you guys have to coach them through things to like be funny?
Not necessarily coach. Like rappers will make it known what they're comfortable and not comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like Rick Ross, so he was on one of the seasons, and then the first time he was on, he didn't want to do anything really. He was like, no fat jokes. They were like,
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Producers came on and
What
they
else
were
can
like,
you give us?
no fat jokes for Rick Ross, and everyone was like,
Hey, you're
what?
your head.
Everyone's like, what are we gonna say? What can we do? And they were like, yo, no fat jokes, blah blah blah. And then it low key added a weird vibe for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was walking on eggshells.
What kind of jokes are you making? If
Man,
you
I don't even know. I feel like I didn't say shit that whole episode. Like,
Yeah.
And what sucked is, okay, so we shoot the whole season as like a marathon. Like 2 weeks, we knock out the whole season. All right. So we're shooting 2-3 episodes a day sometimes. And when we shot the Rick Ross episode, I was tired. It was like at the end, and I really didn't say much. But they used that episode as the season premiere because he was one of the bigger guests. So everyone's like, yo, Tim, what was wrong with you? Why are you so quiet? Why are you so shy? I'm like, bruh, I was like dead. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Rick Ross came back last season and actually wanted to play games. I think he saw himself last time and was like, maybe I should do more, because this time he came back, he was down for the jokes, he was talking back, he was like actually playing. And
you can make fat jokes?
I don't know if anyone made fat jokes.
Yo, if you come on that show, you have to let go of everything. Yeah,
Right.
you would be like, yo, I'm ready to. That's the only way you're not like.
I'm ready to get freaking roasted.
It's like a test. It's like a mini. Like you go on the show, like roast me, and get all your shit out. So now I'm invincible after this.
But props to Tyga though. Tyga came on and like they was going in with the Kylie jokes and like the everything
After
jokes.
the broke up.
After they broke, I don't know. I think they were like back in like kind of
got
up
it.
and down, and
Yeah.
but they were going in on the like Kylie being underage or just young, and like and he took it like a G. You know, I gained respect for Tyga after that. I was like,
Totally.
hey, good on you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
He's crying after.
You guys are hilarious.
It's a great time on Wild and Out.
Thanks, guys, for inviting me to Wild Out. My name is Tyga. Are we good? Cut. All right. Gets in his car. Close the door.
Starts balling.
Fuck! What did I do?
Super crazy stories from Wild Out that people don't know about.
Super crazy stories from Wild 'N Out that people don't know about.
Any encounter with a guest rapper? Anybody?
Um.
And who does Nick Cannon think he is wearing that turban?
Yeah, fucking.
Was he trying to be
turban.
mean?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I don't. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people like tweeted me when that started going on. Were like, "Yo, isn't this cultural appropriation and this and that?" And I was like, "No." Like, I mean, I think the turban is such a
Because he's like respecting it, right?
yeah, and he's respecting and like the turban isn't a part of one culture. Like it's in African culture, it's in Middle Eastern culture, it's in Indian culture, it's in like Ukrainian culture. Like it's like in Moscow, people used to wear turbans. Like everybody wore turbans. You know what I mean? So like one person can't own turbans. But then people were like, "Oh no!" But he says he's a Sikh now. He's a Sikh, right? Like that's where he preaches. Like that's where he practices. And I was like, "Really? I don't see that." And then I saw an interview, and he was like, he like knew his shit.
Did he?
Like so, even if he was like, "Yo, I wear a turban and I'm practicing Sikh now or whatever," he like talked about it in an interview, and he like was very respectful, and he like knew what the turban embodied and like what it symbolized. And I was like, yo, I have absolutely no problem.
Is that what he's been saying? I didn't even know that.
I think so. I think he like was like, yo, this is a Sikh turban and this is what it means. He said he went on The View and I think he said that. And I was like, thank you, come again. Anyways, so the turban. But yeah, I was like jokingly like mad on Snapchat or something like that. But like I think it's dope.
Sweet.
Like, who cares? I think it's cultural. I think the toughest thing is another thing I want to talk to you about is like the toughest thing is like people are so quick to call out cultural appropriation these days, right?
Word.
And which I'm sure you've gotten a fair bunch of, because I get it. Like people are like, you always appropriate black culture.
Oh God.
And you probably get that all the time.
Of
too,
course.
right?
Yeah.
And this is why I use Nick Cannon as a prime example, is because he practices, and I honestly believe it, like he appreciates the turban, he appreciates the culture, right? And which is one thing, like I've never seen you be disrespectful with the culture that you grew up. And this is, you know what the thing is? This is our culture.
I know.
We have nothing else. Like people are like, why don't you act more Punjabi? Why don't you act
like,
more
how?
this? Like, yeah. How? I like.
What do you want me to do?
I'm literally a product of my environment.
And that's the thing about it is, man, it's like growing up.
How do you respond to that?
I mean, growing up, there was no such term as cultural appropriation. If anything, it was like, Tim thinks he's black, or Tim's
Yeah.
acting black,
Yeah.
right? But then I thought that term, or that belief was like, I thought it was like, that was like damaging to like black people. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when I grew up, I mean, the way I talked and the way I acted and the music I listened to, it was Long Beach is super diverse, you know what I'm saying? And the school I went to in Gardena is super diverse. It was like, it was all like Asian, black, Latinos. It was all of us. listening to the same music, like talking the same way, and it wasn't a black thing for me, you know what I'm saying? And of course, like, yeah, hip hop is like black music, right? But it's like, we grew up in a generation where everybody was listening to it, and that was just how it was. And for me, I felt like to be like, oh, you're acting black. I'm like, cause I use some slang words and dress a certain way. Like, that's black. Like, I know black people that don't talk like that. Like, what?
Yeah.
So what is that for them? Are they less black for not speaking that way or listening to hip hop? Like, isn't that kind of like reinforcing a negative stereotype? You feel me?
Totally.
So I just thought it was silly. I thought people were over that. And then the whole cultural appropriation thing popped up, and what I've read on Tumblr is the
great source for all
the news
and insight into the political realm.
That's what I get my Donald Trump
quotes.
Yeah, for all his quotes.
The issue that people have is that, like, they would say that I'm using and exploiting this, like, culture and for my own gain, and it's like I don't have to worry about the backlash that comes with it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not a mask I'm putting on. You feel me? It's like, these are jokes that I find funny. It's like, and I never really felt like whenever I was doing what I was doing, I was never like, yo, this is something like that's black in my head. This is not something that's just like, that's just a black thing. So I never saw it as me, like, it never felt fake to me. I was just doing what I was doing. This is how I grew up. This is how I talk. Yeah. You know.
And how long did you live in Long Beach for?
I lived in Long Beach till I was 10, and then I moved to Paramount, which is where I've been, which is
Paramount?
Paramount.
Ooh, was that rough?
It was, you know what, Paramount had...
Paramount's kind of scary, bro.
Paramount's, it's not as bad as it used to be. Paramount is like, if you guys don't know, Paramount is like right next to Compton. People kind of, they assume it's in Hollywood because of Paramount Pictures, but Paramount's right next to Compton. It's like in between Long Beach and LA. It definitely has, it was a very gang heavy city, but it's cleaning up a lot.
Yeah.
We have a Jamba Juice by my house now, which is
whoa, crazy. That's how you know.
It's gentrified.
Gentrification.
Super, bro. Jamba Juice, Yogurtland, Chipotle down the block from my place.
And then it's a good neighborhood.
And now it's a good
then
neighborhood.
Schools open up, you know.
Charities,
property value.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. Like, I feel like you grew up with a lot of different cultures. Right? So, like, you generally, people, even in Toronto, even in Canada, like, that's why cultural appropriation has never been like it's a kind of a confusing thing. I get it. I totally understand it. And there's so many valid times where it is cultural appropriation, when people exploit a culture and they don't appreciate it or they don't show respect. But growing up with a bunch of different cultures, you get insight into so many different people, and you have no choice but to, like, you naturally appreciate these people, and you understand these people, and you get to know what their families are like, and you relate to each other, and that's why everybody gets along. Like, I'm like, yo, I have so many families from different backgrounds. And even probably, I guess you could speak to this being a minority, when you grow up in a Western country, you generally tend to relate to the people that are also other minorities.
Right.
So the music that we're going to listen to, the culture that we follow.
Right.
I didn't feel connected to, like, white culture, like they have a culture, right?
You son of a bitch, you take that back. God damn it. You respect them.
I mean, this is why I veered towards hip hop, because the lyrics spoke to what the experiences I was going through.
Right.
The clothing was like something that I wanted to be a part of. The beat structure, like even like me studying Indian classical music, so much overlay when it comes to like hip hop and the melodies and things like that. So it's like naturally I was gone towards that. So I'm like, yo, that is a part of my culture. You know, I mean, that's a part of my upbringing.
And even if you want to like just speak on like coming up on black music in general, even beyond hip hop, like my parents like raised me on like oldies, you know what I'm saying? Totally. So it was like Sam Cooke and like Temptations and stuff like that. And it was like, you know, like old black music.
Yeah.
Speaking about rappers, you are engaged.
Yeah,
good segue,
true.
right? Congratulations.
How does that have anything to do with?
Don't worry about it. Anyways, were you nervous at all?
My Mimses.
Were you nervous?
Okay. Thanks, Tim.
Were you nervous at all? She's gonna say no.
No, I knew she was gonna say yes. So I wasn't. She's been leaving me hints for like the past like 2-3 years. I dare even say.
Yeah, you send her memes.
I sent her
meme
memes.
videos, mem video. Oh, that's why.
That's
You send her mem videos, and she sends you just proposal videos for a year straight. Just, hey,
Yeah.
look how cute this one is.
Hey, look at this ring.
Or
Wow.
she got me a T-shirt that said "World's #1 husband" and like.
Oh,
No, she didn't do that.
World's #1 best to be fiance. Don't you love this shirt, Tim? Right?
She'd always be like, "Let's just watch Say Yes to This Dress all day."
Oh,
You guys
no.
watch that show? That's a good show.
Yeah, it is a
actually.
good show.
Sure.
But nah, she like left me pictures of like wedding rings that she liked, just the style of rings.
Oh man,
Like,
she made it so
it
obvious.
wasn't even on. It wasn't even a hint. It was
Yeah, that's like straight up like, hey, get me this ring when you propose to me.
Yeah,
That's
but
not it at all.
no, and real talk. Here's what happened. Like it wasn't even a hint. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point we had already known. Like I knew, it was going there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I wouldn't have been putting all this time into a long distance relationship if I
Yeah.
didn't think it was gonna be real. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what if she set this all up and then she's like, nah, I'm good.
She's like, it's a prank, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, but she came to LA with her homegirl one year, and then she was like, hey, can I take your car? I'm gonna go get my nails done at this spot I like. I was like, sure. And so that night, we're laying in bed, and she's like, okay, I have a confession to make. I did go get my nails done, but also, she's like, no pressure. But I went to go visit a jeweler that I really like in LA, and no pressure. But whenever you're ready, they know your information. They know who we are.
What?
They know what style of ring I like. So all you got to
What?
do when you're ready is go in there, say what's up, I'm Tim, and then you just got to make a couple little decisions, and then they'll know what I want.
Dude, that's not a hint at all.
No,
That's
no,
like,
very
that's what I'm
obvious.
saying. It wasn't a hint. It was
But
like
it's also very sweet that she like set everything up for you.
I know. I'm actually so happy she did that, bro, because rings are a lot more complex than
Yeah.
you expect them to be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And she was just like, her mentality was like, hey, if I'm spending this much money, it better be something she likes. You feel me?
Totally, yeah.
So sure enough, like after when I felt like the time was right, I went up there, but it was annoying because she kept throwing me hints still, like making this little comments like, oh, when you put a ring on it, this and that, and I'm like, bro, can you chill so I can actually feel like this is a surprise and not like you're pressuring me into it? It's like, yo, just shut up about it, and I'll probably ask you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So finally, she chilled, and I'd already kind of been discussing with the ring lady and all that. And
Did you guys before that even like discuss, like, hey, we're probably getting married? Like, was that a topic?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was always what we kind of both understood
Yeah.
that was gonna be going down.
And how did you know she was the one? For those people out there that are contemplating relationships or who they're with, and if they're the one or not, going back and forth. How did you know?
Well, you know
Waleed?
what? How
Why you
did you
asking
know?
me?
Oh, I'm not Waleed. I'm saying, right, Waleed? Do you agree with me with this question?
Yeah, of course I agree.
I'll give you a few different moments where I knew I was like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
All right. From the very first night that we like were together.
Fucked.
Sure.
All right.
I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go poo and shower. All right. And she was like, okay. And then, yeah.
Yo.
And the fact that she didn't laugh, she didn't say, oh my God, she didn't say TMI. I was like, in my head, immediately, I was like, she's different.
While you're
Yeah.
pooping, you're like,
I was texting Rick. I was like, yo, this is the one.
Yeah.
But for real though, like her lack of reaction was like, she's different than other girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
That's like usually people are like, I took her out and she likes the same food I do.
We like the
Her
same
music
music.
discography is so similar to mine. She likes vinyl. I'm a big vinyl guy. You're like, I told her I was gonna shit. She's like, all right, cool. And I knew she was the one.
it's true because it says so much. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Weirdly enough, that's also something that I look into because I'm like, I sweat a lot. One thing is I sweat a lot, and like that's one thing that a girl has to like get used to. Is like, yo, I'm very sweaty, and then when I get sweaty, sometimes odors come out, and that's like nothing I can control. It's beyond my control. I mean, I shower like 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Just to get rid of that, to control it, right? And sometimes I even just hop in the shower, do a bottom half shower, just to scrub the balls.
Oh, all the time,
right?
bro.
Yeah, like because I sweat a lot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to get my freshen up down there if I'm going out before whatever.
Of course.
But if like girls are cool with that, and pooping, that's another thing.
Exactly, because here's the thing. I joke and talk about poop so much. So it's like if I'm going to be with somebody for the rest of my life, I need somebody who's going to be comfortable with that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So right off the bat, she was like, all right. So I was like, she's next level. You
Wow.
feel me?
Yeah.
And then also she's just so level-headed, bro. Like I've never met a girl who was so understanding and able to look at things from different perspectives,
Right.
and be understanding, like in terms of my career and the content I make, especially because I say some reckless things
Totally.
on Twitter.
Oh,
and-
we know.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, come on.
You know what I'm
This guy's on
saying.
some hot ice.
And my videos can be a little risque at
Totally,
times.
yeah.
And like for example, one time specifically, Rick wrote a skit where a naked girl would be bending over in front of me.
Yeah.
And in his skit, that was his girlfriend. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I do anything kind of like iffy, I always send it to Chia first. I get her approval, you know. So we sent her this script, and I was like, all right, babe, well, let me know. Like we can change it. We can make it so the girl's bending over in front of Rick if you want. Blah blah blah. And she's like, well, whose channel is it going on? I'm like, it's going on Rick's channel. And she's like, well, wouldn't it make more sense if she was bending over in front of you? I mean, Rick were like, dude. She gets it.
Yeah.
Yo, what if she was like, what if she said to you like creative notes? I think the skit should be like.
I mean, that's cool. Like that's the fact that she understands your work. Like that's like such a hard challenge to find somebody that like isn't like, why are you with that girl? Why are you this is not. And you're just like, yo, this is my work. Like
Right.
this is what we do. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like. And like that was like I've been through some relationships where like it's just like a girl just like always going off on me for something. I'm like, yo, man, like this. How do you not get this by now? Like this is what I do. You know what I mean? And so those two things, pooping and
just being a level-headed girl, like in the very beginning of the relationship, this was another thing where I was like, wow, I can't believe this is an actual person. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning of the relationship, there was a time when I wasn't necessarily to get into another relationship yet. You know what I'm saying? Because we I was seeing her, but I was newly single. And
you're trying to,
yeah,
this guy's a
yeah,
dog.
this
I mean,
guy, it's all about
when he
me.
was single, man, this
Look,
guy, man.
I had I was doing my thing for a while, but I was also kind of seeing what was up with Chia too, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a point where she was like, "Hey man, I don't know if I can if I'm cool with this." She's like, either she gave me a low key like an ultimatum. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, either mess with your groupies or deal with me. You know what I'm saying? Make a decision. And then I was like, shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I wasn't ready mentally.
Yeah.
And then the next day she was like, you know what? I apologize. And I was like, yo. And this is when I was in the middle. I was sweating like, yo, what am I gonna do? And she called me. She was like, you know what? I was thinking about it. That wasn't fair of me. It's not your fault. You're fresh out of a relationship. It's not your fault. We're long distance. She's like, I can't force you into something when you're not ready for it because that's not going to end well. She was like, just do your thing, and then when you're ready, let me know. And I was like, yo, my mind was blown.
Yo, does she have like friends or like?
Yeah, dude. Does she have anybody that thinks exactly like her at all?
I mean, now she looks back on it, she's like, ugh, why did I let you do that?
Oh, shit.
But she was right. You know what I'm saying? And then she kind of like Jedi mind tricked me because I was also like,
That was her plan the
I
whole
need
time.
to lock it down because
Yeah.
she's special. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then I maybe like I dicked around for like maybe a couple more months, and I was like, okay, be my girlfriend.
Wow.
Did you guys ever have your downs together?
Not really, bro. To be honest, like we barely even argue. You know what I'm saying?
What?
We like earlier when I talked about how shit doesn't seem as happy it is in vlogs, but like because me and my ex, people thought our relationship was perfect because of the vlogs, but then we would argue all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Chia
Which ex
rarely.
was that Spanish girl?
The Spanish girl.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
That's when we used to first started.
Yeah.
on,
When I first started vlogging, yeah.
She was hot.
She was
She's single?
she's a pretty girl, and I think I think she might be single right now. Yeah, slide in the DMs.
Yeah, I might.
Do it.
Ask Shay Carl for some advice before you do.
Yeah. So.
But what was the question?
Oh, you guys ever have your downs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not really, man. We're good. We're
Yeah.
good. But I mean, to be fair, also we're a long distance couple, so we've only maybe spent a 2 to 2.5 weeks is probably the longest amount of time we've spent together at once.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be a little different when we actually move in together. But I feel like we'll be straight because we understand that we both like our alone time. We need our time to do our own thing, and no one's upset about that.
Yeah.
I think the distance helped that, and we don't really argue, bro.
You know what I think even talking to you before this is like you were telling me this as well, is like you guys are so independent, and even her, like she's like very career focused, and she's happy. You know what I mean? Like she's happy being very, like she's got her own thing going on. She makes her own money. She's like a very strong, like independent woman.
Yeah, she don't need me.
Exactly. And you are like a hustler. You know, you've been in the game a long time, and you're doing your own thing, and you guys don't interfere in each other's world when it comes to that. Like you are still you, and she is still her, and you guys, I feel like, did not have to change to appeal to the other person. Like you guys are just like, this is us. We're gonna do us, and then the times that we're together, we're naturally comfortable and together with each other, which I think is like the key to a relationship.
Bro, yeah, not only like for sure in relationships, but also for a long distance relationship. Like you can't be so dependent on the other person because it ain't no time for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's cool doing her own thing, I do my own thing, and it's like, and she's not like bored texting me all day like, what are you doing when I have to work, you know? And honestly, another reason why she's so confident about me like being around attractive girls or shooting with attractive girls, because she feels like, man, if I mess that up, that's my loss. She feels like, you know what, she's dope, and if I mess it up, then she can live her life and do her own thing. Like she'd be done with me and she'd be straight. You know what I'm saying? So it's
totally.
like, it's not like she needs me, you know?
Yeah.
So
this is great. That's awesome. I think that's like you have such a 2017 forward progressive relationship.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's such a like a, in terms of like so many other relationships that I've seen, like I think you're one of the ones
setting like a good example
Exactly.
for everyone else who's watching like your guys' videos and stuff.
communication, bro. You know, and that's the thing. It's like when you're in a long distance relationship, it helped us because that's really all you can do is communicate. You know, is you got to make sure the other person feels secure, feels good about everything. If anything, I say the downs would be there are times, of course, because she's so cool, I might have stepped over a boundary and I didn't realize I was doing that. So if I ever tweet something that she feels is a little too reckless, she'll tell me, she's like, hey man, I don't like that. I'm like, okay, I'll delete it immediately. You feel me? Or I've definitely made jokes in vlogs where she felt a little disrespected and I didn't realize it because I'm just being funny. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, yo, okay, I took down the vlog, I deleted it, I re-edited it, I took it back up, and then I put it back up, you know, because she's a little more like, she's a little more iffy on vlog jokes because she feels like that's me being me. So when I make a reckless joke, that's me being me, as opposed to a skit where I'm portraying a character. You feel me?
Of course.
So like I definitely made a joke. She was like, not appropriate. I was like, okay, babe, sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, she's not like blowing up in your face.
No.
Yeah,
Like, how could you do this? And do I even trust you?
Right.
Which is, so ladies, come on.
Come on.
Come on. Chia needs to write a book too. Jeez,
Yo,
come
honestly,
on.
Oh, you should
though.
follow her blog, justpeachy.co, if you ever want to get her advice on things.
Women, especially.
Women, especially.
Don't we have a very
And guys follow Tim.
Don't we have a male audience?
Probably, it's probably like 70%.
95%
male, 5% female.
Well, if you want to see pictures of in her bra that she just put up, justpeachy.co, because me undies sent her.
No.
Bad.
I love MeUndies though.
They're so comfortable.
So breathable.
Totally.
Lucky Brand boxer briefs are super lit too for like just making your junk look nice.
Please refer.
Yeah, no, Lucky Brand, bro. Boxer, I swear by them. They should be paying me because I fucking gas them up so much.
Yeah, damn.
They're like a power, like a little, like a what was the bras that
Push-up bras?
push-up bras for your junk.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't that uncomfortable?
No, because it's not like a padding thing. It's just the way the way it's like so.
The way it's like
Yeah.
holding everything.
Yeah.
Okay, serious question. Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Who's gonna be the best man at your wedding? Me or
Between me
Jess?
and him. Yeah.
You have to pick one. And I swear to God, if you say him, I'm a object at your wedding.
Tim, if you pick WAHLID, first of all, look at his face.
Well,
Do you want that face standing beside you at the altar?
No, that helps his cause right now.
But I mean, everybody's just gonna look at him and be like, "What's wrong with this guy's face?"
But he's
All the
so
attention's gonna be
smiley.
taken away. All the attention's gonna be taken away from me. I'm gonna stand up there, stern, confident,
True, but you
ready
also
to back you up.
you look way better in dress clothes than me, so you might take the spotlight away.
Yeah, I might just look kind of goofy. They're like, oh, Tim looks nice.
Yeah, true.
What about bounce? What about all these things that we've done together? All the art we've made.
I mean, if it comes down to it, no. I mean, I've known
Long Beach.
I've known him
the 2 on the
longer.
3.
This is true, but bounce is like one of my favorite videos of all time.
Same.
But you did spend a lot of money on that vine with the
Falcon.
With the Falcon.
Yes,
too.
I'll have a Falcon at your wedding.
Yeah, but also you're a viner. So
Ooh, Viners, huh?
Listen, I'm making the transition right now.
2 years after everyone already began.
after Lele Pons took over.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel the two of you, I'd have to pick.
Rick.
I was gonna say I'd have to pick your little brother.
What?
What?
Yeah.
I'm the mole?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? He's a piece of, look at this.
Hey, I'll best man your wedding, man. Hey, come on.
All right. And I'll get unmold the best man.
Oh.
Way.
Yo, are you scared if someone like? Does anyone have any last words before if someone
No.
goes, yo, me?
No one. I doubt.
Yo, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
I feel like
is it?
no one has a reason. Why? You got some dirt?
Yo, that'd be hilarious, but I know it'd be so fucked up because they're doing the wedding, but you should pay someone.
That's like a prank.
Yeah, but not even like a prank, but just like.
And then I stage a fight in the middle of the wedding just to make go extra viral.
Yeah.
What? Yo, we both run in, right?
Yeah. At the
Oh, we
same
both
time.
fight at your wedding
Yeah.
and choreograph a huge fight.
You guys both.
And then you have to get involved and stop us, and then you give us a lecture, and everyone applauds, like, yeah, woo, Tim. And we're like, he's right.
We're so
And then we
sorry for
rekindle
fighting.
our friendship, and you're like, come on,
And
guys,
then
it's a
we
time
get
for
married.
celebration. The same day. And it's a double wedding.
I'm
at your-
down.
Wow. Great. Tim, thanks so much for coming on,
Thank you
man.
so
Really
much.
Thanks for
appreciate it.
having me, guys.
Did you enjoy coming on the show?
I really did. Like I said, I F with you guys.
I fuck with you heavy. You know the moment I like I was like, yo, this guy is the man. Like there's when moments before we shot Bounce, because you didn't even know what the idea was,
No, I had no
right?
clue.
And I came into your hotel room, and this is the first time I was gonna collab with you. And like to me, I was like, yo, like you were one of the guys, like I said, that I watched when I started YouTube, right? So I was like, yo, this Tim collab is like it's something special to me. It has to be good.
Right.
So like when I came up with this idea, and like I was so nervous. I don't know if you could tell pitching it to you, because I was like, yo, you're an OG, but I was like, yo, here's the song, here's what we're gonna do, and I storyboarded like us dancing, and then I was like pitching it. It was like 5-10 minutes, and you didn't like have no expression on your face. You just listen. You're like, and I pitched this to you 5 minutes straight, or 10 minutes straight, whatever. And then right when I was done, I was like, so what do you think? You're like, yeah, I'm fucking down. Let's do it. And I was like, whoa.
Well, here's the thing, bro. It's because I really wanted to collaborate with you because
Yeah.
I don't collaborate with a lot of people because
Same.
I don't find a lot of people funny. You know what
Same.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I fucked with your content so heavy, and I just thought everything you did was so funny, and I was like, bro, honestly, like, could you hit me up? You're like, I don't know if there's I don't know who else I could do this video with. It's so weird. And I was
Yeah.
like, bro, honestly, whatever you want to do, I'm
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
I
yeah.
trust
And
that
it
it's gonna be
worked.
dope.
Yeah.
And it super worked.
And like, and that was the most nervous I was uploading a video, because I was like, I don't know how people are gonna take it.
It's
And then
so
even
strange.
you, I was like, yo, I don't know how you're gonna take it. But yo, like, it was, I think you were doing a show that night, and then you messaged me, you were like, yo, I fucking love it. And I was like, hell yeah. And because I loved it too. And I was
To
like,
this day, I tell people it's like probably my favorite video I've ever been a part of.
yeah, it's like my channel trailer still, I feel like. And like Chaps gets mad at me. He's like, yo, man, come on, bro. That was like 3 years
change
ago.
it,
You gotta
bro."
change it, bro. I was like, no, this is how much I love this video. So from that moment on, like, there's so many moments, but like, yo, you're great dude, great inspiration for a lot of people. And like, this is why we'll continue to fuck with you. And we're friends and everything, man. I think you're just
come
generally.
onto the podcast like 5 years from now when you have kids and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
have
We'll
a bunch of
play with them.
babies.
Yeah, down. Yeah, let's make our babies date.
Yeah. Oh my God. We can keep this in the family.
Yeah.
For generations to come.
I'm down because I'm sure your babies will be super cute babies.
Yeah. Hopefully. It depends on who I marry.
'Cause
If
I
I
feel
marry this guy, ooh.
I
We're
feel like
gonna make.
we have a similar taste in women too. So
Yeah,
it's like
totally.
yeah.
We have a similar taste. I think all of us have a similar taste in a lot of things, which is why we get along so well. But
Word.
Tim, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes, hell yeah, guys. You can follow Tim. All of his links down below.
Word.
And yo, fuck with him, man. He's one of the guys that's been started this and is still out here, and I'm excited to see where you're gonna head out, man. Genuinely very excited to see where you're gonna go.
Same to you, bro. Let's keep
Yeah.
killing this
Hell
shit.
yeah, dude. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Hey
you,
guys,
sir.
what about me?
You too. Walid too. Walid's funny too.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man. Look at his face. Funny looking, this guy, huh?